Welcome to Gift of Life, the Organ Transplant Podcast. These are the stories of those who have received, given, and who are waiting for the gift of life, organ transplantation. Now here's your host and heart and kidney recipient, BJ Odom.
Welcome to the Gift of Life, the Organ Transplant Podcast, where we explore the extraordinary world of organ transplantation. Each week we share inspiring stories and introduce you to remarkable individuals sharing their own transplant stories. Be sure to support the podcast by leaving a 5-star review and subscribing on your preferred podcast platform. Have a transplant story yourself you'd like to share or comments about the podcast? We would love to hear from you. The email address, giftoflifepodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's giftoflifepodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget to connect with us on Facebook, Gift of Life, the Organ Transplant Podcast. This is BJ Odom. Yes, the guy with more parts than a chicken nugget. My new memoir, packed with laughs, heart, and the unbelievable true story of survival you've heard me talk about right here on the Gift of Life podcast. Get it today. More parts than a chicken nugget. Available on Amazon. As we welcome you to episode 91. Today's episode is about second chances, the kind that only come through honesty, accountability, and the incredible gift of organ donation. This week we'll hear the powerful story of Alyson who received a life-saving liver transplant after alcohol-related liver failure. She shares her journey in her own words, the struggle, the lessons, and the moment everything changed. Her story is raw, real, and filled with hope. And it's a reminder that organ donation doesn't save lives, it transforms them. We'll meet Alyson coming in next. All right, this morning we're talking with Alyson. Are you any relation at all? I'm just going to get that out of the way before we even go any further. You're not related to the baseball player, right?
Correct.
Okay, I just wanted
no correlation, just a little background. My husband I married into the G family. There in the beginning was obviously a grandmother and a grandfather, and they had 16 children.
Whoa.
So, yes. So if you can kind of picture this, BJ, from the original 16, the oldest his name was John. So John is one of 16. John marries Dottie. Dottie's one of 12. It goes down, then John and Dottie get married. They have 10. So the whole family multiplies like that.
All right.
So when my husband and I have been married 30 years in October. Last October, we celebrated 30 years. We have 2 children. Lauren is born in 1997. Lincoln born in 2000.
All right.
So, yes. Proud to say I've never lived outside of my zip code. I've lived in Chevy Chase, my whole area. My parents live a half block from me. Lived in 502 my whole life.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. And of course, everyone that we talk to has a transplant story. And I hear that you are a liver recipient. And so where and how did your story begin, Alyson?
Well, so first of all, liver transplant, July 28th, 2023, due to alcohol. So April 18th, 2023, I was admitted into the hospital, obviously with jaundice, yellowing, etc. Was in the hospital April 18th, 2023, and released on August 10th, 2023. MELT score at one time was a 42, then down to 38. I was a sick puppy. real sick. I got on the list within a month and went into rejection April of this past year, and just trying to get my labs stable. So that's kind of where I am now.
Okay. Well, hopefully you'll get those all straightened out and life will be good for you. Now, I'm going to ask, did you have a living donor or a deceased donor?
Deceased.
So do you know anything about them, or have you learned anything?
No, sir. Nope. I've written to the family. So I went to Florida on the 1-year anniversary and wrote a letter, a very lovely letter, in my opinion. No response. I wrote again. So this past year, I wrote again during the holidays. Still no response. So I have to just be patient and respect their wishes.
Yeah, I know that sometimes I've talked to people that it's been years between times that, the person will reach out or the family will reach out. And sometimes it happens quickly. Sometimes it happens, takes quite a while. And sometimes it just never happens. So whatever it is, it was probably meant to be. That's the way I look at a lot of things. It's just the way it was meant to be.
Right.
Now, when you say you were very, very sick, how was you feeling, and what was life like?
Explain that. What do you mean by that, BJ?
Like you said, you were very sick, but I mean, you were bedridden. I've heard people that can't even, get out of bed and move at all. And then I hear other people kind of live life, but yet, they're, not feeling the best.
Well, if you want to backtrack, April 17th, I was working. So I clean houses for a living. I was on a job. The swelling started in my knee and the ascites set in. And so I felt fine April 17th. And then April 18th, they admitted me into the hospital. Then didn't come home until August 10th. 4 months.
A lot of times too, and I think, a lot of us transplant patients, it's a slow process kind of. So a lot of times we don't realize we're as sick as we are until boom, it really hits us. And then we're in the hospital and everything else is happening. And we're going, wow, I didn't realize I was this sick last week, but now, whoa, there's something definitely going wrong in here.
Yes, sir. I agree.
You got the liver, and things are still kind of teeter-tottering because you're trying to get, and what are they doing to try to get the levels back? And maybe you can explain that a little bit.
So right now, what we're working on, to give you a little bit of background, I was on prednisone. And if we're being totally transparent, anybody that's on prednisone needs to be very cautious of them because prednisone made me manic. So anyway, that's a whole nother story. Steroids can be very dangerous. So now I am on Tacro and Myforic. And because I had an allergic reaction to prednisone, I'm now on butazine. I struggle with magnesium. So, just trying to get everything level. So that's kind of where we are in my stage now.
Okay. Yeah. And I've heard that from a lot of doctors. It's almost like a balancing act. You add this and then something else messes up. And so it just takes a little time to get everything leveled out and everything in shape. And hopefully they'll do that, and you will, be living the good life.
Yes, sir. One of the things that I've had to do in my life as a alcoholic is, you can edit this how you choose. My family is alcoholics, so I've been around alcohol my whole life. Alcohol is, in my family, viewed as celebratory. So I've really had to step away from family that drinks.
And how hard was it to finally shove that out the window? Because obviously now that you've got the liver transplant, that's part of the process, I know. How difficult was that for you?
It's pretty difficult, BJ. So just a little bit of background. Through the holidays, they all got together and I wasn't invited. And that's okay. I mean, I'm learning to accept that. As my husband says, you'll learn who your circle is. So, just day by day.
Okay. Well,
day by day.
And so anything that we may have missed or anything else you want to talk about as far as your story is gone and went?
Just everybody to take it one day at a time. As a transplant patient that we all are, we always want to find another way to give back, give where you can, don't take anything for granted, just one day at a time.
And I'm going to have someone on in a few weeks here who has written a book, who has a husband who had a transplant that is kind of like in that same vein, working with patients, and sounds like it's going to be a really good interview. And like I said, that's coming up yet in a few weeks. We have that scheduled. So I wish you the very best of luck. And now, what are some of the things that you're active in as, you've learned how great organ donation is? Are you in, doing talks or what's going on with you?
Well, so we have obviously Donate Life. We do not have a location where I live. It's in Louisville, which is about an hour away. So I'm trying to get involved there. I'm trying to get involved with the Ronald McDonald House here in town, trying to give back just in the community any way that I possibly can.
Okay.
I like to garden a lot, being outside, getting fresh air, help thy neighbor.
That's always a good thing.
Baby steps. Baby steps.
All right. Well, we wish you the very best of luck. And anything in closing that you would like to present before we let you go?
So I just thank you for reaching out to me, and anybody struggling with alcoholism, just have them to reach out and look for help.
Thank you so much, Alyson, for sharing your story with us today. And be sure to join us each week for a new heartfelt episode. And if you have a transplant story, email us, giftoflifepodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, and also don't forget to like and share this episode with family and friends. And we would appreciate a 5-star review on your favorite podcast platform. Reminder, my memoir, More Parts Than a Chicken Nugget, isn't just a medical story. It's a survival story with humor, hope, and heart. It'll make you laugh, maybe cry, and definitely believe in second chances. Get it now on Amazon. More Parts Than a Chicken Nugget. Another podcast you might enjoy is myself and former morning radio partner Bill Stevens, BJ and Bill the Podcast, all on the Podcast Playground Network. We want to thank them for making this podcast possible. Until next time, I'm BJ Odom. Thank you so much for being a part of our journey and reminding us all to appreciate each and every day and to treasure the extraordinary gift of life.
He was running on empty, heart fading fast. Doctor said, man, you ain't gonna last. But a stranger's kindness, a gift so true, turned the night sky into something new. He got a second chance, he got a brand new spark. Like a freight train rolling back from the dark. Gift of life, let the story be told. One heart beats, another takes hold. Give a little, save a soul. Ain't no greater rock and roll. 15 years later, the road got rough. The fight ain't over when the climb is tough. Needed a kidney, the race was on. Another hero stepped up, kept him strong. Every breath he takes is a tale of hope. One life saved, another can cope. another takes hold. Give a little, save a soul. Ain't no greater rock and roll. Doctor's hands, a donor's grace, running on down to a brand new place. Second chances don't come twice, but when they do, man, they feel so nice. So let's spread the word, let the people know. One yes today lets a miracle grow. You don't need wings just to save a man, just a little love, a helping hand. Gift of life, let the story be told. One heart beats, another takes hold. Give a little, save a soul. Ain't no greater rock and roll. BJ still rocking, still standing tall, thanks to the ones who gave it all. Gift of life, hear the sound. Pass it on, pass it down. The Gift of Life podcast, hosted by BJ Odom. Listen now.